I'm going for a walk. Want to join me? Come on, let's go.
Okay, it was my camp for the night. Just trying to get everything together, drying the inner separately and packing it separately. I don't know if it was very wet during the night, but it certainly was humid and there's quite a bit of condensation. And I was staying here at the Fox and Hounds. Incredible food, huge portions, very tasty, decent price, lovely service. Can't recommend this place highly enough. Lovely little garden, and out the back the beer garden for campers, for tents. Only downside, bathroom access is limited to the pub opening times, so overnight can be a challenge, but otherwise it's a lovely spot. So, gonna pack up and hit the trail. Morning, and welcome from a sunnier Ennerdale. I had a decent night's sleep and an extraordinarily large and tasty meal at the Fox and Hounds, highly recommended. Thank you very much to the Fox and Hounds team. And had a nice chat with a Dutch guy called Stefan, who I'll probably be hopscotching the route with along the way. Today leads over Blacksail to Honister and then Patterdale. We'll see how far we get, and I'm looking forward to getting there. Most of it should be reasonably flat, relatively speaking, and then a big pull up from Blacksail to Honister. We'll see how it goes. I was just about to turn right down towards Ennerdale Water, and I met a man walking his dog who said that this path adjacent to all the signage was new, wasn't on the OS maps, and was a far nicer way to the lake. So I decided to trust him and try it. So far it's very pleasant. It will probably be longer, but, you know, we'll see. Certainly a nicely laid path. Views like this are the reason I came. The High Star Range over there, the Pillar Range over there. There might even be Great Gable back there that we can already see. Heading down into the Ennerdale Valley. The sun rising ahead. Doesn't get much better than this. The morning scrambling. Okay, so this is Robin Hood's chair, and given its distance from Nottingham, either Robin Hood got around, or maybe it isn't his chair. Anyway, most people come here stand on it rather than sit on it, and I thought I would just take a seat here. I took a standing shot earlier. Anyway, been passed by quite a few walkers today, different from yesterday, and so I'll probably end up overtaking them along the way. Let's see. Beautiful walk, lots of very attractive scenery. Okay, it's at this point that we start to leave behind Ennerdale Water and cross into the Ennerdale Valley at the head of Ennerdale there, and into the forestry area. So we move from merely overcast to overgrown. But if the weather actually comes in, that may be no bad thing. This is my first sight of the River Liza, or Liza, one of the great rivers of Lakeland. Beautiful clear water. Gorgeous, look at that. Looks like I've got company.
Well, the last thing I expected to see up the Lake District Valley was a herd of cows. It's a small group of 7 or 8 cows, maybe one bull, pitch black, and though you can't tell from the pictures here because of the wind, they were really, really loud, really communicating a lot. And as I approached, they were completely unperturbed. And obviously, while I was inside making a cup of tea, the farmer called them from down in the valley there by the river, and they all just ran off down like obedient dogs. It was really odd.
What a magnificent set of cows you are. Welcome to the world famous Black Sail Honesty Cafe, open 10 AM to 5 PM daily. Excellent. Do you want anything, ladies? Milkshake? Okay, behind me you see the gill leading up between Brandreth and Green Gable, and over there the gills leading up between Green Gable and Great Gable and Kirk Fell. Now, those who remember from my past will know that we made a very bad mistake here once coming down that led to us having to take our life in our hands coming down haystacks the other way in the dark. Now, I can't rightly identify which of these we came down and sat under a tree and thought that the world was our oyster before reality kicked in. But, gentlemen, it's here, and I'm about to take the more sensible route back. Hello. So I'm here in my fortress of solitude in Patterdale at I believe Chapel Farm camping. Very jolly chap, Fair enough price, £9 a night, very little in the way of facilities, but no complaints. Quite a contrast to the youth hostel up the road, Langstrath, I believe. I can't understand how something that calls itself a youth hostel can happily stand there in front of two backpackers who've clearly come a very long way and won't really have known whether they'll have made it, to say, have you booked? And when the answer's no, it's like, I'm sorry, we're fully booked. It's like, okay, you may be fully booked, but do you have any space, is the question. I'm sure they did. But then he immediately goes into sales mode and says, but we do have rooms. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. How much is a room? He goes, oh, for two people, £120. Yeah, let that sink in. £120 for one night in a youth hostel. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems a trifle excessive. It also suggests there's something very, very wrong in the policy management and direction of the English Youth Hostel Association. And I really think they should take a long, hard look at themselves. I know I'm not a youth, I get that. But what youth has £120 to spend for them and their mate to go hosteling? And when you don't actually take campers, drop-ins, I'm sorry, that's just poor. It's not just that it affects me. If that had affected anybody today like that, it would have been wrong. Youth Hostel Association, England and Wales, sort yourselves out.
Good morning. So, I slept terribly, but feeling okay. Just a very late start. It's probably about 9:30 now. I've only just hit the road. I'm heading up that way to Greenup Edge, and from Greenup Edge down to Grasmere, over Helm Crag, the Lion and Little Ham, etc. Hoping to get some decent food supplies in Grasmere, maybe some insoles, and then wild camp up at Grisdale Tarn probably, because camping options down in Grasmere are pretty limited, and frankly I could do with getting away from people a little bit. Anyway, I headed off before Stefan. He was a little bit slower out of the blocks this morning. I'm sure we'll catch up at some other point. For now, I've got you for company. Let's go. Not sure what caused this. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a dog that was out of control. There's not much else up here that would do this. And I don't think it just fell over and died. It's a shame. It smells like death. So I've made it to Greenup Edge. Now I'm going to head down there and take that ridge line down to Grasmere. It's nestled in the valley over there. Hopefully you can see it. The walk along the ridge over Helm Crag to Grasmere was really nice, although the weather looks bad here. I met a lovely chap up there who informed me that over in Wasdale, the funeral of Joss Naylor, or the memorial of Joss Naylor, was going on, and we had a good laugh about the fact that he couldn't talk to me any longer after he found out that I didn't drink beer. It was quite boggy up there, but it was absolutely passable. And later, when I ran into Stefan, he told me that the easy valley route was actually pretty unpleasant, so I think I made a good choice. We stopped in Grasmere, and we actually managed to get a room for a much more affordable rate than in the previous place. Did some laundry and had quite a pleasant meal and met quite a few people. So all in all, I have to say I really liked my trip to Grasmere and the stay there.
Morning. It is Sunday, I believe. I have just left YHA Grasmere. Thanks again for a nice night, although I didn't sleep at all well, but that's on me. Behind me, down the middle here, you can see Great Tongue leading up towards Grasdale Hawes up there, and on this side we've got what eventually would become St Sunday Crag, and on this side we've got what would eventually become Helvellyn via Dollywagon Pike. I'm going to take the low valley route today. That's going to be strenuous enough for me, I think, and then hopefully find a place to camp and somewhere to keep dry down in Patterdale. Very sad to hear just now that YHA Patterdale has closed down and been sold. That seems to be the way of things with the YHA. Anyway, let's crack on into the mist and see how wet we're going to get today. Come along. Grasdale Hawes, Dollywagon Pike, Grasdale Tarn, where I'm headed, and over behind this lump, the way up St Sunday Crag. Time 12:10, and about 2 hours up from Grasmere for me. A little longer than expected time for the climb, as far as I can tell. But I'm happy with that. Let's find somewhere down by the tarn to sit down and relax for a bit. I've made it to Grasdale Tarn. Up there, Dollywagon Pike, and the way to Helvellyn. Over there, St Sunday Crag. But today I'm going to take the valley route. I'm going to be sensible. Also, I've never really paid attention to the Brothers Parting Stone, and as an English Lit graduate, I really ought to visit that consciously. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, I'm going to make my way down to Patterdale, see if I can get a place on the campsite, ideally before any rain sets in. Take a look at Ullswater, and who knows, maybe even go on a paddle steamer, or at least a steamer. I don't know if they're paddle steamers, but anyway, you know what I mean. Go on a boat trip. But first I'm going to have my all-day breakfast sandwich that I bought yesterday in Grasmere. Thank you, Co-op. Great little shop, that. And also, top marks to the people in Trespass, Grasmere,
who did me a very, very good deal on a new pair of insoles. 10 quid for very good Trespass own brand insoles. Very pleased with them. Sale down from $15.99, and even the RRP would have been a steal compared to the £40 that some outdoor outlets that I won't mention in London were asking for similar things. Anyway, capitalism rant over. We are sitting in the middle of beautiful high green country, and although the walk up here from Borrowdale was hard going, considering I'm not feeling very rested and it's a fair old schlep up, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy to be doing this, although I'm not always very happy in every moment. But like I said on the Ridgeway, I should just try and enjoy the moment rather than judge it, because like I said at the time, I don't know how many more moments like this I have left. And yeah, it's beautiful. I'll get on with enjoying it and enjoying my sandwich. Hope you're enjoying this, and I hope you follow along with me for a little while yet. See you soon. Sheep country. Be seeing a lot more of that in the Dales, I imagine. But Cumbria is also sheep country, hill farms. Yeah, I think if somebody asked me what England is, I would say something like this. Something I didn't expect to happen on my walk down to Patterdale was to run into Alan Hinks. Alan Hinks is an absolute legend in British mountaineering, and it was a pleasure to talk to him. He was very down to earth, had lots of questions about my trip, complimented me on my relatively compact pack size, although I couldn't believe that he said that, considering I was schlepping around 17 kilos with me and felt awful under it. But he was an absolutely charming guy, and if you ever meet him, I'm sure you'll think the same.
Oh,
This
right.
is the
What
life.
did we do there then?
Cooking. That for a view.